rising to you. So, do my daily live here. I was about to get real noisy. I see some big trucks making their way this way. So y'all, I came on here because I kind of had like I don't know if you would call it an epiphany. My I always look at my pants. Y'all see my pants? Anyway, so I came on here because I kind of had like an epiphany. I really don't know if that's what you would call it, but it was like a real like deep gut wrenching feeling, and the feeling is about my mom, right? So today is my mom's birthday. She is a Scorpio to the fullest. Scorpio to the fullest. But you know, so me and my mom aren't like in like the best place, right? In regards to our relationship or whatever. And she claims to not know why, so I'll just let her have that because we're just going to have to agree to be disagreeable regarding that. If a person isn't ready to keep it real or whatever, it is what it is. But we go through these things, right? Like sometimes we can have issues with parents. We go through things where relationships can be choppy when it comes to our parents and stuff, right? And so a lot of times, kids will bend. And I'm not a kid, but in regards to your parent, you're their kid, right? So a lot of times we will bend when it comes to our parents because they're the elder, right? So sometimes we'll bend and we'll compromise our feelings, even if our feelings are still hurt with regards to our parents, right? I think it's like a conditioning thing where you just kind of learn to obey your parent, right? Your parent raises you and you learn to obey them, to respect them, and you're conditioned to do that, whether they're right or wrong in regards to what they do. And so that's why I think it's really, really hard when you get into like a tiff with one of your parents, whether it be like an argument or it's just a really, really bad misunderstanding. It's hard to, sometimes it could be hard to compromise, especially if like a trust has been broken or something has been done that's so wrong that you just kind of look at your parent like, I came from you? I came from you? like you could really do that to your child? Because you could never fathom that a parent could do or say some of the things that they do or say to their kids, right? And this is like normal, right? It shouldn't be, but it is. A lot of kids go through things in their households where they grow up in certain situations, and you know what I mean? I just think it sucks that, you can get to a point in a relationship with your parent that is strained and you want to work through it so bad because it's like at the end of the day, that's your parent, right? And you love them and you want everything to be normal again. But in the event that it doesn't normalize, and a lot of times it doesn't normalize because the kid, right, i.e. the adult child, right, doesn't bend or doesn't overlook or sweep under the rug, right? Which is my case. right? I've gotten to the point where I decided to not overlook, or I decided to not just sweep stuff under the rug, or I decided to, because I want to face things head on, and I want to be able to communicate in a healthy way where everybody understands, you know what I mean, each other's side. Because a lot of times, parents will have in their mind, I'm the parent. And so, it doesn't matter, you know, what you feel or how you feel or anything. Just giving it back. Okay, I'll take it. Thanks, Mighty. Okay, de nada. And so a lot of times, they just expect you to bend. They expect you to take it, and they expect you to like shut up, right? Shut up and take it. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm the parent, right? Shut up and don't feel. It doesn't matter how you feel because I'm the parent, right? Shut up and I don't want to hear what you have to say. And even if I do hear what you have to say, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And so you kind of grow up with that people pleasing mentality, shut up or else, right? And so today, like I said, today is my mother's birthday. And, I contacted her, regarding the birthday and everything. And before I contacted her, like I didn't feel great about it. And it's crazy that, hi, hi. Oh, I know them. And it's kind of crazy that a kid could like feel that way about their parent, where it's like, it's their birthday, and instead of being like happy like you used to contact them and say happy birthday and I love you and all that stuff, the stuff that is normal to you, instead it's like you second guess whether you should reach out, or you second guess whether you should even say it. You know what I mean? Like, almost like, do you deserve for me to contact you to say happy birthday? In my eyes, I kind of feel like a parent deserves respect in that aspect because they had you. You know what I mean? Like they had you. But if my daughter was in my shoes and it was the same kind of situation, and my daughter was second guessing contacting me, for my birthday, and going through all these different emotions and everything over what happened, I honestly can say that I would understand. But then again, I'm like from a different generation. I'm from a different school where I understand that feelings matter. And I'm from a different school where I understand like emotional and mental and verbal abuse. You know what I mean? So I'm from a different school where that shit matters. Like it matters, And so to negate a kid's feelings completely because you feel like you have the right to, because you are the parent, that's like some old school shit. That's what I feel. I feel that's some old school shit. I think that kids' feelings matters. And like just in like a chat room session, I was trying to express myself, and one of my cousin, my mother was like, not hearing it until my cousin interjected and was just like, no. Well, we should hear her out. Like, let's listen to what she's saying, because this is not even how she is. Like, these people know me all my life, and they're just like, this is not how she is. This is not how she operates. This is not what she does. She's never done anything like this before. She's never responded in this way before. So for her to be responding in this way, it has to be something deep rooted, or it has to really be something that is bothering her. But because my mom didn't want to face it. It was just like, be quiet, you're upsetting everybody in the group. Be quiet, you're upsetting everybody in the group. And it's like, well, it's like, well, I'm not meaning to upset everybody in the group if that's what's happening. But clearly people in the group are bothered because they know my demeanor, they know my personality, they know how I am because they've grown up around me. So therefore they understand that the way that I'm behaving right now is something completely out of the ordinary. So if it's out of the ordinary for them, that's why it's upsetting them, because they just want me to be okay. They want me to be on the same page as everybody else. But if the parent is constantly saying, no, no, just be quiet and just get over it and leave it alone and don't touch it, and what are you hiding? What are you hiding? And if nothing else, that should make everybody else in the group stand back and be like, yeah, what is she hiding? What is going on? What is the problem? Why won't she allow her daughter to express herself, right? Why is she trying to, what is she covering up? Did you need help with anything, or are you okay? You good? Okay, no worries, just double checking. So, so in that aspect, you know, today being my mother's birthday, it definitely, it made me feel some kind of way about contacting her, reaching out to her, you know what I mean? It did. And then after I did, because I did, you know, I always considered myself an obedient child, and I've always been labeled as the good daughter, the one that was always great in school, and the one that's always bubbly and happy and smiling and make everybody laugh. Like, I spoke to my cousin Tawana the other day. We were on the phone for an hour and a half, and she was just dying. Like, she was in hysterics, like to the point where she just was like choking, and then afterwards she was just like, you know, you always crack me up. Like, she's like, I don't care how long we go without talking or whatever, like we talk like we have been talking forever. And then she's like, and you never change, like you just, your humor. And I don't even mean to be funny, y'all, like I don't mean to be funny, I don't try to be funny, but like I crack people up. They crack up, I don't know. And so my mom always says that you were so silly, you were so goofy, you were so goofy, and I can't help it. That's the kid in me, right? I'm childlike. I am. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. It keeps you young. You know what I mean? And laughing, they say, also like keeps the skin tight, and I don't know. Maybe that's why I look younger than what I am, because I definitely laugh a lot, even in uh, I don't want to say in bad, horrible situations I laugh, but I try to find the good in it. You know what I mean? And if you've seen any of my previous videos, you've seen that there's been a lot of bad that has happened to me. If you looked at my previous videos, you see that there's a lot of bad that has happened to me. But I seem to find the good in the situation, and I still seem to smile anyway, even though I know there are a lot of people that wish that I would stop smiling and stop being happy and stop being bubbly and stop being, you know, goofy, and because people want to dim your light and they want to break you in any way they can. So the fact that you still smile is like disturbing to them, right? But which is, I think that's kind of strange. Like, I would never be mad because somebody is happy. Like, I'm genuinely happy when other people are happy. I'm genuinely happy for other people when things go great for them in their life. I root for the good for people, always. I'm not a Debbie Downer. I don't consider myself a negative Nancy, but I do speak a lot of truth, and I do erect boundaries because of life lessons that I've learned. And I gotta tell you, after I reached out to my mom to tell her happy birthday, I got this, like, how you doing? Like, this whole unsettling feeling fell over me. It was like it was like anxiety. It was like I don't want to say fear-based, but it was like anxiety. It was like unnerving. It was like it just felt like toxic and dark. It felt not good. And it really upset me, because I'm like, this is my mom. Like, I shouldn't feel this way about my own mother. Do you know what I mean? And I know that I'm not the only one that goes through this. And I know that, you know, a lot of people do have issues with their parents and stuff. But like I said, a lot of times people don't speak on it. And a lot of times they just hold it inside and they just let it be. You know what I mean? And they just let it eat away at them on the inside. And they never say anything because they're always taught and have been conditioned that, you know, you just kind of chuck it up because they're the parent, right? And everyone thinks, I know a lot, especially old school, a lot of parents think that, you know, everything they say is right and everything they do is right and they can do nothing wrong because they are the parent, and you're never supposed to be mad at your parent, and you can't be angry at your parent and because that's the parent. And it's like, no, that's not true. That's not true, because parents don't know everything, and parents screw up a lot. And parents, you know, they may not fully know you the way sometimes parents try to make you be them. Okay. And sometimes parents try to make, like, they paint this picture of you of what they think you should be, or what you are, and as opposed to really getting to know who you are, right, and accepting you for who you are. And I think it's a really sad thing because it's almost like you're telling your kid that they can't be an individual, they can't be uniquely who they are, because they have to be exactly the way you want them to be. So in other words, you want them to be you. And I always said that would raise my kids differently. I would allow my kids to have a voice. I would allow them to speak out and have their differences and of opinion, right? Because I think that makes for good debate in regards to argument and communication and getting to know each other's side. Like, you have to be okay with allowing your kids to have their own mind. You have to be okay with allowing your kids to voice how they feel, whether it's about you or not. Okay, because your kid isn't always going to agree with everything that you do and say, and your kid is not always going to like the things that you do and say. But if you give them the space to be able to express themselves, then it opens the lines of communication for a healthier relationship to transform, right? Like, you can't just shut your kid out and just say, shut the fuck up, I'm right and you're wrong, even if you're the one in the wrong. It's just not right, you know? How you doing? Hold on, y'all. Hi. Be right there. No worries. Okay. Hi. How can I help you? No, you're fine. I know, the sun was in my eyes too. I'm like blinking. I'm trying to blink. You too.
229.
Yeah.
And the phone doesn't work in there.
It doesn't work? Okay.
I make a call. I'm like, it's room 229.
Yeah.
Johnny Yannikakis.
Mm-hmm.
Does he pay for till 11 today?
Oh, well, I can't say that. Let me see. Are you on the?
Yeah, I'm with him. But it's under his name, Cash.
Yeah, and your name isn't on the account. So I can't give you any information about his account. You would have to ask him, because he would have to put your name on the account in order to get that information, or unless he just tells you, you know. But
he's been gone, and I didn't know. I thought so.
You've been knocking at the door?
Yeah, but the phone in the room doesn't work.
Okay.
And I don't have this number I can call if he hasn't paid, so I can call my friend to get a credit card. I don't want to be in the same room.
Well, so then if you're trying to make a completely different reservation, then are you going to do it like through a third party online, or as a walk-in, a third party online? So if your friend is going to book a room for you, just make sure that in the guest section, they put your name, because we would need your ID.
So I just pay, if he pays for just, I don't know, I have no keys. He left with both keys.
Oh, okay.
I'm locked out.
You don't have his phone number?
I know Johnny's number.
Who's that? Who?
Right, the room that's under Johnny.
No, like his phone number. Do you know his phone number?
Yeah.
Can you call him and?
His phone is dead.
You don't have a charger? You don't have a charger?
No, it's no service.
No service.
It only shows you like contacts And
so do you want to call him from this phone here then, or?
is that possible?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'll call my friend Robert.
No worries.
Because I have locked myself out.
No worries. So then it would
I
be,
appreciate
no worries.
I can't see there.
Okay, so you can't see, so let me do it for you then.
You do it.
No worries, no worries.
Aw.
So then you said his number is,
805 358 7715.
Okay,
Yeah, I got this.
here you go, it's ringing.
Thank you.
No worries.
Once. I don't know if we check out today or not.
Yeah, just double check with him because I can't even give
I mean,
information.
about 11. He's not answering.
It's between 11 and 11:30.
Okay, the thing is, I can't call anybody on my cell.
Do you want me to call again?
It's just. I suppose.
Okay. And I'll stay here and listen out for the phone.
I can't go back in the room.
He has to come.
Where do I have things but like to finish up putting stuff away.
No, I understand. I don't even know what to do.
How will I know if he comes to the room? You know?
Well, if he goes to the room, he'll just go directly to the room because he still has the keys. But if he comes to the front desk, then I'll let him know. If he comes to the front desk, I'll let him know that you're looking for him, JoJo. But if he goes to the room, then I wouldn't see him because he would be over there.
Right.
Yeah. He's driving, right?
Yes.
So then if he goes straight to the room, then he would just be over that way.
My smokes in there, my hot coffee. I gotta finish just a little stuff left.
No, I understand.
I left my bag.
It's probably on the counter. Sorry, y'all. I was in the I'm trying to.
You want to see? It says black, right? I go back this way.
Yeah. Yep. Back to yep.
I went around the pool and got lost.
It's okay.
Thank you so much for your help.
No worries.
So,
And if Robert calls, I'll let him know that you're looking for him.
thank you so much.
No worries.
It's 9:50, right?
It is 9:50. Yep.
So, like around 10.
Probably like 10:30ish.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm stuck outside and it's hot.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. No worries. Ay.
Lo primero yo. ¿Cierto? ¿No?
That lady was alive. Can y'all tell I got a little bothered? Got a little bothered. There was a lot going on. Oh, hey. Okay. turn this way. All right. Yep. Okay. Let's see. So, ¿tú quieres arriba o abajo? Arriba. Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay. Oops. Turn that way. 202. Oh, let's turn that way. Okay. 2, and 2. Oh, that's Andrea. Ooh. Some stay. Stay.
1, 2, 3, se fueron.
Sí.
Gracias.
De nada.
Ya ves.
Yep.
Gracias.
Ay, de nada. Gracias, Alma. Okay. So then, two, 4, 2.
Del calor.
¿Sí? Calor. Pero es fría. 2, 4, 2. Okay. All right. Forgot to add this one. Okay. I don't know who else coming today. Okay. Then picture. here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually. This goes here. Okay. But anywho, y'all, sorry about that interruption. I had to help some coworkers and stuff. But yeah. But if you were on this live earlier and you listened to everything that I was saying, what are y'all take on it? Like, what is y'all take on it in regards to what you would do in regards to a relationship with your parent that may not be the best? Do you just kind of suck it up and say, my feelings don't matter, and just continue to feel the way you do? I don't know, because in a lot of instances, most people, I can't even say most people, I don't know, y'all. All I know is that the energy was not good. It wasn't good energy, and it made me feel real off balance, and it made me tear up because in that moment I recognized that I don't think my relationship with my mother will ever be the same again. Well, I already know it won't ever be the same again. It's not the same. But I also recognized in that moment that, like, I almost felt like I was saying bye. And I don't know if that sounds weird or strange or anything, but in that moment, like after I said happy birthday and I started feeling all of that toxicity, like started feeling all that negative energy and stuff, I teared up. Literally, I teared up because in that moment I was like, damn, I felt like I'm saying goodbye to my mother. Like, I feel like I'm saying goodbye to my mother. And she's still alive. You know what I mean? But it's almost like bye. Like in regards to seeing you, talking to you, dealing with you, anything. You know what I mean? And I think it's sad to feel that way about your own parent, but in that moment, that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like bye. And so I'm gonna leave it there because I know I'm not the only person who has like who goes through things like this with their parent. Um, I see stuff all the time on YouTube and different places where people are talking about their relationships with their parents or their parent and some of the things they go through with them. And in a lot of cases, some of the kids, they literally say bye to their parent. Like literally, they're just like, I've gotten to the point where I realize that I know that this relationship is done. And I think I have a hard time coping with that because it's kind of like, how can your relationship with your parent be done? Because you kind of feel like that's an extended um, branch that you feel would never break or should never break, but it can be broken, and you can try to mend it, but obviously it'll never be the same. Which a lot of relationships will never be the same. A lot of times, some things are so bad where it just can't be, right? It can't be repaired. I always like, because I'm a hopeful person, right? So I always like to have hope that things can be repaired and that things can be talked out. But what's crazy is you never want it to get to a point where like somebody's on their deathbed and it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, and I know, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't want people to have an epiphany when they're on their deathbed, or they're only seeing the light, coming to the light, or admitting to whatever, or apologizing or whatever. Because sometimes you have to be okay with not receiving apologies, right? You have to, because a lot of people can't get closure unless they have an apology, or they can't get closure unless they feel like the person acknowledges. But it's like, at the end of the day, whether a person apologizes or acknowledges anyway, if it's not real, like if it's not authentic, if they're just kind of saying it just to shoot the shit, like to just appease you, to make you feel good in the moment, does it really matter at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Like, getting that apology, getting that acknowledgement, it doesn't even matter because it's not authentic. It comes from a place of whatever. Does this make you feel happy now? Kind of like that. Hey, Marcy. Oh, you work today?
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. No worries. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I feel. If it ain't real, I don't want it. That's just me. Today is, oh my God, Wednesday. I don't know why I was thinking Saturday, y'all. I be losing days. I don't even understand what's going on sometimes, or how I lose days. Okay. But let me do this really quick. But anyhow, yeah, so yep. It felt like bye. And a feeling like that doesn't come across you too often, regarding your parent and stuff, right? But that's what, hello. But that's what it felt like, or that's what it feels like. Feels like bye. And what's interesting is that my interaction with my dad, like, a lot of times I understand my dad's negativity, right? Because a lot of times my dad's negativity comes from like a hurt of how people treat him. So my dad's like a people person, right? So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you see how I interact with a lot of people in the community, right? You'll see people just come up and speak to me, or they'll call me out and say, and I'll talk to them. And you see how I'm a people person, right? So I'm a lot like my dad in that aspect. I always call my dad a friend of the people because he speaks to everybody. He says hi to everybody. A lot of people know him or whatever in his community, right? But my dad was also a police officer. So when you're a police officer, you kind of do get to know a lot of people in the community, right? Whether you stopping them, for doing something bad, or you just, or you're just in the community as a police officer, as a public servant, right? So I'm a lot like my dad in that aspect where I speak to a lot of people. I know a lot of people or whatever. And so a lot of times when my dad is negative, it usually comes from a place where he feels like, people are shitting on him, or people are treating him bad, or he feels like he's good to people, but then they give him the ass to kiss, and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not saying my dad's an angel or anything like that, because he's definitely not. But I also understand a lot of where his pain comes from, even childhood pain or whatever. And so his energy is a bit different. Like, his energy can be negative, right? To the point where you're just kind of like, okay, I need to step back and let you have your space, because I see you going through something right now and you're kind of pouring it out on me, and I didn't do anything to you. Versus, just being like downright evil, or just downright like mean, like just, and you just really don't understand where it's coming from, and why it even has to be that way, right? It's like it's almost like a demonic possession or something, like somebody, like a demon can come inside and take it. But I guess that's with anybody, right? Anybody can be demonically possessed, right? Like, they can let the dark side take over more than the light side. But even I don't get like, like sometimes, I don't know. I just know the difference in energies between my mom and my dad. And I have also gotten to a point with my dad where I'm just like, I just need to leave you alone. So maybe it's just a feeling for the moment in regards to my mom. Maybe it's just a feeling in the moment. So I'll just chop it up to a feeling in the moment, but that's just in the moment how I feel. I feel like, the negativity that I felt. Like, how do you feel negative from saying happy birthday? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does the interaction, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And it felt like bye. But anyway, does anybody out there understand what I'm talking about, where I'm coming from? Like I said, I know a lot of times, kids will just, let the parents be the way they are and shut up and, hold all their hurt in the inside. And and it's interesting because my mom talks about her sister, my Aunt Kim, and how she's held a lot of like hurt inside of her, and she's never healed from it because she keeps talking about it like over and over, right? And my mom's like, oh, she she harps on the same stuff, over and over and over, whatever, about her childhood, things from her childhood, but she never addresses it, or she never like seeks to heal from it. She just kind of just keeps harping on it instead of addressing it. And at this point, I think it might be a little too late to address it now, or seek answers or whatever it is, but only they know what that is. But it's just a good example of when you don't communicate properly and you don't seek to heal from the issues that you have with your parent or parents or whatever, how it can continue to eat away at you even into your adulthood. Like, my aunt is well into her 60s, like she's damn near pushing 70. And it's like, to still be at a point where you're still so hurt over something from your childhood that you never healed because there was never any proper communication. That's the only thing I'm pushing for, y'all. Like, I'm just pushing for honest, open communication. I'm just pushing for a difference. I guess I'm pushing for breaking generational curses in regards to how things are handled in our family unit versus how in 2024 things can be different with handling things in our family dynamic. You know what I mean? Instead of just sweeping stuff under the rug and leaving things alone and letting it fester and letting people have their hurt, busted up feelings, and then you end up not talking to each other, or you end up just plain out hating each other until somebody dies. Like, I have family members that like literally hate each other. Like, the communication is so toxic and so horrible that they would just rather not talk to each other. And it's just like, if you die tomorrow, oh well, you just die. Like, yeah, you may be my cousin, but oh well. Yeah, you may be my aunt, but oh well. Yeah, you may be my, do you know what I'm saying? And I think it sucks that a relationship, a family, especially family, I think it sucks that a family relationship even has to get to that point. You know what I mean? All because you can't have a healthy communication with each other in order to acknowledge each other's feelings and see where, but you know, not everybody knows how to communicate healthily. Not everybody knows how, no, not everybody is a communicator. And I get that. I get that. Some people will want to break the curses, some people don't. And at the end of the day, you're just the one railing against trying to change things for the better, but other people may look at it as you just trying to make things worse, or they look at it as you just trying to be difficult, or they look at it as you should just shut up and just keep it the way it is. And when you don't do that, you officially become the black sheep of the family. And when you don't do that, you become like a target, right? And people start looking at you like a problem or a troublemaker or something like that, and they seek to do things to you, not great things to you. You know what I mean? And they actually feel good about doing bad things to you, whether it's lying, cheating, stealing, backstabbing, whatever it is. They feel really good about being able to do those things to you because they feel like they have a reason to, or an excuse to. Oh, she's not falling in line like everybody else normally does, so she's the target, and we can lie, cheat, and steal and do whatever we want to her because of that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. It's quite interesting. Somebody said that breaking generational curses is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. It is for the strong-hearted, the strong-minded. Because when you decide to stand out on your own and try to change things for the better and try to awaken people to new forms of communication and transformation, and you know, a lot of times they don't want that change. You know what I mean? They don't like boundaries. They want you to not have boundaries. They want to be able to railroad over you as much as they want to. And if you don't allow them to do it, it becomes a problem. And that's with anybody. Family, friends, coworkers, bosses, it's with anybody, you know. So it is what it is. I understand, but I also don't mind taking a stand, because not doing so actually hurts. It hurts to not stand up and speak out. It hurts to dim my light or allow others to do it. It hurts to be complacent and just let people just railroad over you. That shit hurts. It hurts. And so I would rather speak up and defend myself and try to get honest communication out of people in order to have a more healthy communication that will make a more healthy relationship. But in the end, it is what it is, you know? It either is going to come around or it's not. So yeah. But anywho, I'm going to get off of this live, and I'm going to probably come on later. Probably going to come on later. And I don't know. maybe I'll have a new topic of discussion or something like that. But we'll see. So I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for listening and watching. Let me see. Wait, I'm so trying to cut this thing off.